Good afternoon. This is story time with Saima, and today's story is The Dragon Painter. High above the mountains, there lived a great painter called Chang. Chang, everybody loved, everyone loved Chang's beautiful pictures. They were so lifelike that people came from all over China to see them. So here is the painter Chang's at the door of his home and where he sent pictures, and all these people who are coming high from below the mountains, climbing all the way high up the mountains to Chang's home to see his paintings and to buy some paintings from him. And Chang lived in China. China is the name of a country. Splish splosh, he would use his paintbrush to paint. Chang made painted misty landscapes and vases full of flowers, but his animal pictures were best of all. His butterflies and his birds really seemed alive, and you could almost see his rabbits twitch their noses. So Chang drew hens, little chickadees, rabbits, and all kind of animals, and also flowers. Chang's pictures soon became famous all over the country. One day, the Emperor of China heard about them. Now the Emperor needed someone to decorate his new temple. I shall ask Chang, he decided. So here's the Emperor sitting on his throne, and he's thinking of asking Chang to come and paint his temple, or come and paint paintings on his temple. Chang planted a splendid picture for the temple. On the first wall, he drew a pearl white dragon. It had long pointed horns and long curved claws. Splish! The dragon breathed out huge clouds of steam. It looked perfect except for one thing: the dragon had no eyes. So here's the pearly white dragon that Chang drew. The second dragon was jade green. It had a fierce face with bushy eyebrows, jagged teeth, and a big spiky nose. Splosh goes Chang's paintbrush, but the green dragon's eyes were empty too. So here's the giant big green dragon on the second wall of the temple. On the third wall, Chang painted a glimmering gold dragon. He gave it a long coiled tail curling around its body. The gold dragon was nearly complete, but it didn't have any eyes either. So here's the gold dragon that Chang is painting. There's a woman and a child watching him paint. The fourth and final dragon had a twisting body with gleaming red scales and wicked claws. The red dragon had a terrifying face, but just like the others, its eyes were empty. So this is the fourth red dragon, but it doesn't have eyes either, just like the other three dragons. Chang turned to the emperor and bowed. Do you like the dragons, my lord? I do, replied the emperor. They're magnificent. But there's just one problem: you haven't finished the eyes. I can't paint their eyes, said Chang. Dragons are magical creatures. If I paint their eyes, they will come to life. Stuff and nonsense, the emperor snapped. I ordered you to finish these dragons at once and paint their eyes. So now the emperor is ordering Chang the painter that he wants him to paint the eyes of the dragon, even if Chang believes the dragons will come to life if he paint their eyes. I can't, cried Chang, but it was no good. He had to obey the emperor. With a wobbly hand, he painted the eyes on the first dragon. Sip, sip, splish. He painted the eyes with his paintbrush and wet paint. There was a rumble of thunder, and the sky grew dark. Chang paused. Get on with it, roared the emperor. So he did. Just as Chang finished, a bolt of lightning split open the temple roof. Crack! And the roof kind of got torn open of the temple. Can you see it? So now there's like a giant hole in the roof of the temple. The jade dragon blinked and looked around. It stretched its arms and slowly raised its head. Its spiky nose cracked one of the temple's columns. Then the pearl dragon opened his eyes and yawned, showing rows of sharp white teeth. It breathed out burning clouds of steam. The people nearly screamed and ran for their lives. So now the both pearly white dragon and the jade green dragon have come to life, just like Chang the painter had said. If he painted their eyes, they will come to life. So now these painted dragons are alive. Whoa. Suddenly, both dragons jumped from their walls and flew through the hole in the roof. They flew higher and higher and higher until they disappeared into the crowds. So now the two dragons have left the temple because they could see the hole in the roof of the temple, and they wanted to fly up above high in the skies. Then the red and gold dragons began to stir. Quickly, Chang grabbed his brush. He painted heavy chains around their necks. Splish, splosh, clink, clink, clank, clank, clank. The dragons roared and rattled their chains, but they couldn't fly away. So now the painter doesn't want the other two dragons to fly away once he has finished painting their eyes. So he quickly drew some chains and locks around them so they can't fly away. So the emperor had to make do with only two dragons on his temple walls. But they were the best painted dragons in all of China, and he loved them. So these are the two dragons on the emperor's temple's walls, and the other two are up high in the sky. So that's it. This is the end of the story. Did you like the story? Did you find it's kind of surprising that the painter Chang wasn't lying and he wasn't making it up, that the dragons did come to life? And then wasn't it a surprise that the painter kind of decided to go clever and then chain the other two dragons so they won't be able to fly and run away from the temple? What a surprise. So that's it. So I will be back with the next story on next Monday. So I hope you like the story. Have a good week.